Hi, it's December 8th, and that means you have 17 days till Christmas. I just read Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, and I liked it, and I'm going to talk about it now, so if you haven't read it and you plan on doing so, you should stop the video. I don't really intend to spoil anything, but I probably will, and I really think books tend to be better if you don't go into them with too many preconceived ideas about them. I really do think that, but I also tend to read a few reviews before I purchase a book to try and decide if I want to spend the money. I think this one was worth the money I spent on it, and it's actually one of the rare young adult books that I'll probably read over again because I feel like I can get more out of it if I read it more carefully. I don't like tragedies, and so John Green books tend to leave me feeling like I don't want to revisit them. I understand the idea that there's a lot to be said for investigating all that dark emotion and finding the meaning and loss and all that, but when it comes down to it, though it's probably shallow, I don't want my fiction to be a total downer. I feel like what happened with this book was that they visited a lot of really dark places, but they didn't dwell there too long, and it ended up being fun enough that I wasn't left with a dark cloud hanging over me. Also, they managed to keep me turning the pages in a way that this kind of book usually doesn't. In fact, this book is responsible for more than one night when I didn't get nearly enough sleep. The ending, which has been described as cheesy and Glee-like, was good fun. They probably should have made it a tad bit more realistic, describing some of the common calamities that such a production could undergo. Also, in what high school would a larger-than-life student like Tiny be given complete control over a musical like that? There really should have been some adult involved, though I do kind of understand why there wouldn't be in a book like this. I felt like Tiny was believable because I've known people like him, both gay and straight, but it also feels a teeny bit like he's a caricature, and without a second Will Grayson character to even things out, the book could have come across as offensive. There's the matter of the punctuation thing that seems like it needs to be addressed. The odd chapters are not traditionally punctuated, and I can see why. It does make the speaker very clear, and I can see how having two first-person narrations in a book could be confusing, but I don't feel like that would have been the problem with this book, and the change is off-putting to me. Not so much so that it made the book unreadable, but enough that I found it annoying. For some reason, the way the dialogue was dealt with in those chapters bothered me more than the lack of capitalization. All in all, I really enjoyed it, and I will read it again, but it doesn't feel like one of those life-changing books to me. However, for the right person, if it hit you at the right moment, it could be. It's a good book and worth the time and money involved in reading it. Bye-bye.